Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol AMD. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute? If you're new to charts, I do offer an explanation video at that link, so if you go there, I'll explain in detail. I did this analysis on Tuesday, so that is where the red and green lines are coming from. But after today's price movement, now that this is the first full official trading day after earnings, some updates here need to be done. And what I'm going to do is just get rid of that line. Sure, that level still pertains to the chart 100%, but from a presentation standpoint and not wanting to risk causing clutter and confusion because there's lines everywhere you look, I want to make a couple little adjustments here and then just focus on some of these primary levels going forward. And the first adjustment, now that we have more data, is very clearly that after today's price movement, right around 32.25 is where the buyers were hanging out. Now, remember, supports, resistance levels are not exact specific prices. There is a range element associated with it. But you can see right here around 32.25. Yeah, a couple of times the price didn't quite go down to that level. A couple other times the price went down below it. But in a very general sense, 32.25 seems to really be where the buyers were hanging out. And then you match that back over here, and you can see that there is actually a little bit of a miniature support right there. So there's certainly a track record there for the time being of 32.25 acting as support. And now that you look at today's price movement, every single time the price got down around that vicinity, the bids came in and people were willing to pick up the shares to the point where eventually that actually created a very respectable bounce going into the later day, which brings into the next and kind of a good segue. A very valid question now becomes, well, does the price have a chance at actually breaking back up above this area of resistance there that I talked about in the video from Tuesday? You can see that during the first 30 minutes of the day, the price actually got very, very close to potentially breaking through that level. But that level did indeed hold as resistance. But now that the price, it's still got a ways to go, so it's still got to travel up there before it can do battle with it. But it's definitely within striking distance. So is there any sort of break of 33.40 guaranteed to happen? No such thing as a guarantee. But is it at least logical to think that there could potentially be a break of 33.40? Yeah, definitely. Especially if the volume remains strong, coming out of the gates tomorrow. In the event the price can break through the 33.40 mark, the next key level of resistance is just up there at the 33.90 mark, which I've talked about before. But I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. First, the price just has to get itself up to 33.40. Then the price has got to be able to fight through it. And then at that point, it makes a little bit more sense to be talking about 33.90. So keep an eye on these levels going forward. But from a very rough start to a very nice recovery, I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. The bulls fought back very nicely and constructed themselves, a bounce. And like I said, when you stop and think about the fact that at one point the price was literally down there, and then it was able to bounce all the way back up there. Definitely a nice move, so let's see if the bulls can build upon that momentum going into Thursday. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.